Well, hello. So this is my second sim racing video, and since the real Monaco was last week, a couple of weeks ago, I decided it would be fun to take the Monaco track and put cars from different eras all through Grand Prix racing, um, and do a time attack to see how fast they could go around the track between the different eras. And so I chose three cars that were about 25 years apart. 1954 Maserati, the car in front of us, Juan Fangio's Maserati, and then I chose a 1979 Lotus 79 and a 2007 McLaren. And I'm going to do 2 laps with each car, kind of a warm-up lap first, and I'll show that from the outside. And then I'll jump inside on a hot lap and show you what it looks like to drive around Monaco from the cockpit. And so the track I chose, old Monaco, not the current Monaco. This is the 1967 layout of Monaco. The new track is essentially the same. They've changed that back straightaway after what I'll show you the ramp later. That's different. It's got some extra chicanes in it and stuff, but the rest of the track is essentially the same, except that they've got a lot more guardrails on it now, and it's just a lot harder track to drive than the 67 version. And the 67 version is hard enough. It's bad. It is really, and Monaco is harder than the Nürburgring to drive because it's just so tight and there is no room for error. On the modern track, it's all guardrails if you make a single mistake. And on the old track, it's got a lot of guardrails, but it's also got curbs everywhere, like real city road curbs. Yeah, it's a real city road, so you can see the little right angle curbs here. And I promise you, these cars don't like right angle curbs. So you just have to stay away from the curbs like, like the plague here. And that doesn't leave you a lot of room to maneuver, especially in this car I've got in front of me because it's a slidey car. So this is a 1954 Maserati. It's got 300 horsepower and weighs about 1,500 pounds. And it's got the little skinny bias ply tires. And the whole thing, you're modulating the throttle and feathering it the whole way and the brakes and everything and sawing at the wheel, trying to keep it straight. And it's the way you go fast is kind of power sliding through the corners. It's a controlled slide, and that's just the only way to describe it. And you'll see me just sawing at the wheel, trying to keep the car straight. It's a handful. And then you're heel and toe downshifting and everything. It's a stick shift, and it's a beast. It's a beast in that it's a handful to drive for sure, more than the modern cars are. But it's definitely not as fast as the modern cars, but it's even harder to drive. So anyway, so here we go. So we're going to do 3 cars, and each one of them is going to get 2 laps, a warm-up lap and a regular lap, or a hot lap. And here we go on the 67 Monaco. Which era is the fastest? I think I know which era is the fastest, but we'll still put them to the test here and see what times that they can do. So here we go. So here's a 54 Maserati around the old 1967 Monaco. And we're off. Oh, I wanted to say one thing before we start. So this little circle here with the 1 in it, that's the gear I'm in. And below that is the miles per hour I'm at. And up to the left here is the time, the current time, and the once a lap starts, once I pass the start finish line up ahead, and it'll show you the best in the last lap up here. So here we go. Already power sliding there. Barely missed the corner. or the curb. There we go, sliding again. You can see me sawing at the wheel here, trying to keep it straight. And you have to brake real early here and heel and toe downshift. And now power sliding through the corner. The slowest corner in Grand Prix still today, this one. Two tight corners coming up. Sliding through them. Slide. Sawing at the wheel. You have to catch the oversteer here. There we go. Okay, now we're going to go through a tunnel full out. Except we can't hit that guardrail there. And I'm going to stop it right up here. There's something I want to show y'all. Right there. So this is a chicane, the old chicane. And in the modern day, they still got the thing coming down. But it then has this really tight chicane. All this is gone. It was too dangerous for these fast cars to go through here. But it doesn't look like much. Yeah, you've got an opening there and an opening there. No problem. Just go right through it. But when you come up on it, when you're in the cockpit, you can't even see the opening until you're right on it. And in this car, I'll take it at about 70 here. And it's hairy, big time. You have to center the car and point it just right and get it sliding exactly right through it. Otherwise, you will hit these barriers. And it's a handful even on this car. But on the faster cars, you'll see in just a second, I'm taking this at 135 miles an hour. And I mean, it is harrowing. So I just wanted to show you this. People died on this corner in the track we're driving on, 1967. The Ferrari driver, Alberto Ascari or something like that, he hit the barrier over here, smashed into the wall over by the bay or the sea, and his car exploded and he died in the fire. So very dangerous little corner here. Here we go. I'll stop it one more time on the first lap here. Okay, so right here, right there, you see the track looks different. It's because there's a ramp there. It's a different kind of concrete. There's no traction on that ramp, and you've got to do all your braking and downshifting and all that before you hit that. And then you kind of slide up the ramp and through the corner. And on the fast modern cars, especially the 2007 car, I am literally airborne here about 10-15 feet after I go up that ramp. So really tricky corner and real easy to mess up on. So here we go. Going as fast as I can, up to 90. Now hard downshifting for the hairpin. So now we're going to jump in the cockpit and do a hot lap. This is what I see. And notice me sawing at the wheel the whole time, because you're constantly battling to keep the car straight. Sliding right there, see? Barely missing the curb, barely missing the guardrail. That whole thing was a slide the way I feel it. And you're sliding right here. Barely missing the curve. Now sliding through here. Ah! You hear the car squealing? And right there, sawing at the wheel to keep it straight. And now a hard downshift and a hard brake. And the car does not like it. Not these old drum brakes and everything. The hairpin here. And now two hard rights. It's real easy to hit the curb on the other side there. And oversteer here for sure. Right there. Now we're going to go full speed through the tunnel and through that opening, through the slot. Don't hit the guardrail. And now slow down for this slot. Careful, careful. And now catch it. Now we got the ramp coming up. All your braking and downshifting first. And now catching the slide. Ah! Up, went a little wide. That'll lose some time there. So how fast are we? We did a 153.7, almost about a 154. So 1 minute and 54 seconds in that car. So now let's jump into a serious car, a 1979 Lotus 79. We're going to be a little faster here. Now we're getting serious about how we've got downforce and the big wide sticky tires and just the whole 9 yards here. We don't have we've still got a 5-speed, so I'm still heel and toe downshifting and all that. So you've got a whole nother thing to think about, and a lot of heel and toe downshifts on a little tight course like this. But now I've got downforce with wings and all that, and I've got the big sticky tires. I've got modern suspension or more modern suspension. I can go a lot faster in this car, and I'm not fighting it, sliding back and forth the whole time like I was in the other one. But you are sliding in this one, and you're right on the hairy edge, and if you go over just a little bit of that edge, you are right into the guardrail or the curb. It's just instant. There's no room for error here. So the last one was a 154. This one, the last car had 300 horsepower and weighed 1,500 pounds. This one has 500 horsepower and weighs about 1,100 pounds. By comparison, my Miata weighs about 2,600 or 2,700 pounds, something like that, and has 180 horsepower. So this car is fast, to say the least. So here we go. So we'll do a warm-up lap and then a hot lap. Just a little bit faster, and I am right on the hairy edge through here. I'm correcting. The car is getting squirrely on me over those bumps there. Hard downshifts and heel and toe right there. Hug the corner. And now the hairpin. Super slow. And now those two hard rights. Real easy to lose it here. And here. Almost did lose it. Oversteer. Now through the tunnel and through the slot. 140 there. Took that slot at 115. Now the ramp. Okay, we're gonna jump into the cockpit now and do a hot lap. Here we go. All the way up to 4th gear here in 130. Ah! All the way up to 4th through here. And now you're really on the edge right here. I'm sliding. Almost hitting the curb. And that bump there unsettles you. Hard downshifts and then hug the, oh, I'm a little wide. The hairpin. Real easy to miss these, and I almost did. And oversteer here, got it. And now we're going to hit that slot at 115 miles an hour. I'm 140 right here. Oh! Now the ramp. Catch the slide. All the way up to fourth again, and then 3 hard downshifts. Real easy to mess that hairpin up. So how fast are we? A 122.7. So the last one was a 154, and this one was a 123. So 31 seconds off. That's a lot of seconds in just 25 years off of that that short of a course. So now we're going to get really crazy and do something that never happened. We're going to put a 2007 Grand Prix car around this same 67 track and see how fast it can get around it. That 2007 car never raced around the track when it looked like this. It never had to go through that crazy slot. And the reason they got rid of that slot was because it's just too dangerous. For the cars were going too fast by then. So they put a really tight chicane in there to slow them down. But in this course, I got the old slot, and I'll take it at about 135 miles an hour. And again, you talk about causing you to go eek every time you come up to it. It'll curdle you. So here we go. Okay, so this car weighs 1,100 pounds also about, but it has 800 horsepower, where the last one had 500 basically, 480 basically. And this car has the modern super grippy tires and the modern all computer designed aerodynamics and a sequential shifter, so no more heel and toeing, and it's got carbon brakes that are just crazy good. And this car is a marvel. It's a true beast. And again, it never raced on this course. This course would have been too dangerous for it, I think, with that slot the way it is. And the ramp too. You'll see on the ramp, when I come up to the ramp, watch for it. I will go airborne there. On this first warm-up lap, you can see it. So here we go. This one gets insane now, how fast it is. Up to 160 there. Yikes! Ah! All the way down to first. Now we got the hairpin coming up. And those 2 hard right corners. Now we got the tunnel and the slot. Yikes! Going 135 miles an hour through there. Watch me go airborne. Airborne. Okay, now we'll get in the cockpit. So, see how fast we can go here. 165 before I started slowing down there. Yikes! 165 again. Yeah! Ah! All the way down to first. Hug the corner, the hairpin. 2 sharp righties, Almost went too wide there. Now the tunnel and the slot. I will take that slot at 135 miles an hour. And I get up to 175 here. Ah! And now airborne. Right up against the guardrail there. And all the way down to first for the hairpin. So how fast are we? So we did a 111 around it. So another 11 seconds off of the 1979 car. And the modern cars, the 2021 cars are even faster than that. So yeah. So there you go. There's a little trip around Monaco, giving you an idea of what it is and what the cars from the different eras could do around it. It was a lot of fun to make. I probably did 200, 300 laps around here in these different cars. And every single car is so different, and you just really have to learn every shift point and exactly where your edges are, and otherwise you couldn't go anywhere near as fast as what I just did. So anyway, that was fun. Enjoy.